All right, thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. So we're doing this Zoom call tonight a little bit differently than we used to. Normally, we kind of would just do it like Coach Basics, where we would discuss things. But honestly, at this point in the game, you're all Emerald. You all have a team underneath of you, whether you want to believe you're a leader or not. You are, because you have people that are looking up to you, looking for guidance from you. So you need to kind of take charge. And most of this business is put in an action. So, we're telling you everything to do in the group. And I honestly think that's an awesome training that we have. You just need to do the actions and you'll totally be successful. So that's why one of the things tonight I wanted to do was make sure we all have our whys down and we have our stories down. Because I think when, we're actually face to face with people, and people ask us, well, what do you do? Or why are you doing this? That you're not like, I don't know. You want to make sure you have that like down and it's concrete. That way it's just perceived more. People see it just glowing right out of you. Because in the beginning, I think I would have been more successful if I put myself out there more and if I had this down a little bit better when I first started. So I wanted you guys to kind of do better than me. So I'm going to start first with my why, and then we'll go through the story, my story, and then we'll kind of go to Rachel. She'll share because she only has so much Wi-Fi or so much data because she just moved and she does not have Wi-Fi. So my why has changed from when I first started. But right now, my why to do this business is so I can leave my full-time job. I am just sick and tired of, hoping that there'll be a pension system after I work for 40 years and, hoping that all that and Governor Christie won't take that away from us. So I want to take my future into my own hands and build a business that I'm actually passionate about. Athletic training, I just don't have that passion for it anymore. Nobody says thank you. Nobody appreciates what I do. It's pretty much just oh, why are you taking my kid out of the game? Or why don't you do this? Or why don't you do that? Whereas I feel like our team is just so strong and I just love the community that we have with Beachbody. And I really feel like this is my future for me and my husband. So me leaving my full-time job and also my husband, I want to get him to be leaving his full-time job too. I mean, today he worked like 12 hours. I don't know. He left the house at 4. He just came home a half hour ago. So it's not going to be fun if I'm just at home by myself, not getting to do all the cool things like go on vacations and go to, travel and all that stuff I want to do. So that's a huge why for me is to get him to be able to leave his full time. So that is something that I want for us. And then as a family, when we start having kids, I want to be home as a full-time mom. I don't want somebody else raising my kids. I think just nowadays, everybody, you need those two incomes and everyone's working, 40-hour weeks or even more. And, who's raising your kids? Some stranger. And no offense to any of you that have your kids in daycare because that's what you need to do. But I want to find another way and I want to take control of my kids and, give them the things that I didn't have and go on vacations and have fun and, be with them on like field trips and all that cool stuff. So that is my why. And my story, you guys probably heard this a million bajillion times, but I'll share it with you anyways. I started off, as just an athletic trainer working full time. I gained a lot of weight once I started a full-time job and, even being an athletic trainer, I wasn't very athletic. It came to a point where I was just eating really unhealthy. My stomach was just feeling awful and obviously not looking that great too. I kind of had that muffin top going on. And that's kind of when I realized, okay, I was at a friend's house for Super Bowl. I sat down in one of those like high bar stool chairs and I had that muffin top come over and I was mortified. And I was in front of all my friends and I was like, oh my God, I want to run in a corner and hide. So that was my aha moment where I know I needed to make a change for myself. So my brother told me about this program called Insanity that you do at home. It's a home workout. And I was like, you know what? It sounds crazy because it's called Insanity, but I knew that I couldn't go to a gym. You know, I was already running on the elliptical and doing the normal like weight routine, wasn't seeing any results. So I figured I could do this in the morning before I go to work. So I did it. And I actually ordered it from Amazon, which is a big Beachbody no-no because you don't get a coach. But I did the full program for 60 days and I lost 30 pounds. And it blew my mind that you could actually lose 30 pounds and be the best shape of your life in a 5x5 living room in a condo on the second floor. That's how I did it. So from there, I went on to teambeachbody.com and I got a free coach because that's what every time I played the DVD, that's what it said to do. So I got a free coach. Her name was Lisa. And I just wanted something that I can continue my results with. Something that I wasn't going to go back to my yo-yo dieting that I always did back and forth. So she told me that I could become a coach. I can get 25% off of all the products that they have. And I was like, oh, coach, what is that? But I knew I was missing something in my life. I was kind of living that status quo. So I figured, why not? I obviously love helping people, and I obviously got awesome results from Insanity. So I jumped in it with 2 feet, and now I'm going to be able to leave my full-time job in November, and it has completely just changed every aspect of my life. I, have a great team of friends, some people I've never even met before. I just feel like I'm stepping out on my own. I'm controlling my life. I'm controlling my future. And I'm not just living my life with no goals, just waiting for retirement to hit. I actually have something to reach for now. So it's really just empowered me. And that's why I became a coach. And that's my Beachbody story. So I'm going to let Rachel go so she can kind of hop off. I'll meet you, Rach. You're good. You're on.
Hey, everybody. Rose, that was so inspiring. I love hearing other people's whys and other people's stories because it kind of reminds you, even if you're having a bad day, of what this real business is all about. And so thank you for sharing. That was wonderful. I became a coach. I had actually been doing Beachbody programs on and off pretty much my whole high school and college career, and had no idea that you could become a coach. So I used Insanity just like Rose to get ready for my volleyball seasons in college. And I loved the program so much. And I would hear those things that said, hey, you can have a free coach. And all I could think was some trainer who thought they would know everything and couldn't relate to me. And I didn't really want anything to do with that. And I saw Shakeology on the commercials and I thought, oh my gosh, like it looks great, but it probably tastes terrible. So forget it. And so I just kind of did my thing and did the programs by themselves. And after I graduated college, I moved away from home and I was in this huge depression. I had gained some weight and I just didn't feel good about myself anymore. It's actually, I don't tell very many people, but so you understand how bad it was. I was definitely thinking about suicide. Just to the point, there was nothing wrong with my life really. It just felt like there wasn't a point to it anymore. It was just a really low point. And I was actually laying in bed one Sunday afternoon. It was perfectly sunny outside and I just did not feel like getting out of bed. And I'm addicted to infomercials anyways. And so a T25 infomercial came on. And I saw how excited everybody was. And Shaun T is my favorite Beachbody trainer. And I just kept watching the infomercial over and over and decided that it was time to do something. And so I went ahead and bought the program. I bought it on Amazon just like Rose did because I didn't know any better. And I got the program. But the cool thing about Beachbody is with our free leads that I actually became a free lead to my coach, Nicole. So don't ever take those for granted because you never know who you could get. But I had actually had T25 for probably like 2 months and never touched it. And I was laying in bed again one night telling my then fiance how bad I felt. And he said, "You really just need to work out." And I was really mad about that. But I did it anyways, did my first 225 workout, and I loved it. And I felt so much better. And about a month later, my coach, Nicole, who had been taking some time off, contacted me and just said, "Hey, I'm sorry I haven't gotten in touch with you, but I really want to know how T25 is going for you. Tell me about, what you've been doing." And so we got to talking and we hit it off right off the bat. And I like to say that it was a God thing, that she just kind of came out of nowhere and really connected with me in a way that nobody else could, just kind of over an email. And she told me that she thought I would be a good coach. And so I told her that I would try it and everything. I fell in love with Shakeology. I continued to love T25, and I found this purpose that I hadn't really felt before in my life in helping other people. That I loved the feeling of being able to help somebody find something that would make them feel better. I loved being able to connect with other people who were in a depression or were unhappy like I was, and help them out. And I loved the way that Shakeology made me feel. So my original why for becoming a coach, like Rose says, it continues to change, which is a good thing. But originally I became a coach just so I could get the 25% off of Shakeology. And then as I got into the business side of it, I realized that I could actually make some extra money. And so I started to do it part-time as I was planning my wedding, so that it was some extra income while I was planning the wedding and trying to pay for a honeymoon and all of that. And then as we kept going, I realized that how much Shakeology really helped me. I actually have acid reflux really, really terribly. And if you don't know much about it, it's the stomach acid coming up into your throat, basically, which sounds really gross. I'm sorry. But if you don't get it under control, it can actually cause esophageal cancer. And I've had some terrible, terrible times with it since I was really little. And Shakeology has actually helped that so much. And so it just continues to expand. That I love the products. I love Shakeology and what it does for my health. I actually, in taking my time off and trying to move and everything, took about 3 weeks off of Shakeology, just being so busy. And I've never felt so bad in my life. So don't ever go off of it. But it's just, you kind of become connected to this business and to the products and how much it helps you. And that's just, being a coach is like a natural byproduct of how much you love this business. And so my why now is just like Rose, to eventually be able to quit my job. I'm fortunate enough that I just started a new job that I absolutely love. But in the long run, I don't want to be doing something that keeps me away from my future kids, from my husband. I don't want somebody else to dictate how I spend my day. And that's basically what it's always going to be while I'm working for somebody else. And so the idea of being able to help other people feel better, to help other people get out of a rut like I was in, and be able to live my life by my design and not somebody else's, is more than I could ever ask for. And so that's my current why. And I'm sure it'll change, even within the next month. But you want your why to always be changing and forming. And if you can truly identify what it is that makes you connected to this business, it is completely evident to other people. Even when you don't think other people are looking, they are. And if you're passionate about it, they'll see it for sure. So that's my why.
That was awesome, Rachel. Thanks so much for sharing.
Yay.
If you want to jump off, I completely understand. So you can check later.
Sorry, guys. I don't have any data left.
Okay, thanks so much for talking.
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching the recording. So best of luck.
Sounds good.
Guys.
Bye. All right, so I'm going to open up the line. I don't want to be like a teacher and pick people, but let's just start here. You're going to first state your why you're doing this business. Remember, we want you to dig deep. And then you're going to go talk through your story. So Why did you want to join Beachbody? What attracted you to Beachbody? What has Beachbody changed for you? And where do you see Beachbody taking you? Obviously, I've been in this for 2.5 years. You might not believe that you can leave your full-time job. Maybe you like your full-time job. It's going to be different for everybody. But if that's something that you want, you honestly just have to believe it. And I think talking out loud to people about it really just makes it all like that much more believable. So who wants to go first? Or third, actually, because me and Rachel did go. So we took the pressure off a little bit. Anybody? All right, Jen, I'm going to unmute you. I
saw you. I'll do it.
Awesome.
So I'm starting off with my current why, or why I started in the first place, or just all of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
So the reason that I started in the first place was because I wanted my discount on the Shakeology. I actually tried it, liked it, but then thought it was a little expensive. So then I went off of it, tried something else, and ended up coming back. And when I came back, that's when I signed up to become a coach to get the discount. But it was always very enticing, just the thought of, if I'm good at this, maybe I could make some extra money. So I tried getting into the business of it pretty fast after that, but it's been a slow progression. But that's just the beginning of how it started, because as I really started sharing my story and learning how to do it and getting more comfortable with it, I really did find that I had a lot of passion for it, and I love to share it with people and help other people, because the lifestyle change that I've experienced has been so monumental for me. I've never stuck to anything like this so long in my entire life. And if it works for me, I know that it can work for other people. So I really think that that's something so important, is that I just love communicating that it's a lifestyle change, that you really, you have it in you to do it. It's healthy. It's not a fad, and everybody can do it. So I've really enjoyed that. So that's kind of how I got started, and that's why I'm doing it. But the big picture, long term, is really so that I can hopefully make enough money to match my income and stay at home with my daughter. I do plan on having other children, so I would love to be able to be home with them. And really, I find this job way more fulfilling than the job that I currently have, which is a good job, but it's not exactly my passion. I don't even really know how I ended up there, to be honest. So, although it's a good job and I don't take it for granted, I do know that this has been a lot more fulfilling. It allows me a lot more freedom. It doesn't force me to travel or do anything that I really don't, have joy in doing. So long term, I really do want to turn this into my career. And I feel now like I have momentum to do that. So I'm excited about it. My story is actually kind of funny, because I had been buying Beachbody products way before I even realized that everything I was buying was from Beachbody. So I started, I don't even know how many years ago. I think when Slim and Six first came out, whenever that was, I actually bought that program off the infomercial. And I did that, and I actually had some good results with it, but I didn't really stick with anything at the time. So I did the workouts, but I didn't do anything with my nutrition, or it was kind of it worked for me. I liked it, and then I fell off the wagon. Years and years later, my husband and I, actually my husband purchased P90X off of the infomercial while I was asleep one night.
And we ended up getting it and doing it together. And that was actually kind of cool. However, I've never been too athletic, and I didn't really stick with that one as much, but I did enjoy doing that with my husband. And I didn't realize that that was a Beachbody program, that Slim in 6 was a Beachbody program. Fast forward years later, I had my first child, and I was feeling very down in the dumps nearly a year after she was born, that I just really didn't lose all the baby weight, and I didn't feel like myself. I've really lacked confidence. And a friend of mine from work told me about this program she was doing called 21 Day Fix. So I was like, oh, well, I'm going to buy that. I tried that. Didn't even realize that was Beachbody like the other two programs I had already done. So I did the 21 Day Fix, and I used Shakeology, and I did have results. Like I said, though, I kind of strayed away from the Shake-O for a little while, and then I came back, and I bought PiYo, and that's when I decided I might as well just become a coach. I've been buying all these products, and I want that discount. So I did that. I did 3 rounds of 21 Day Fix actually before I did PiYo, and I just completely transformed my body. And with the 21 Day Fix program, I learned a whole new lifestyle, which I carried through onto the PiYo program. And it stuck for once in my life. I actually have stuck to something. Not only that, but I've pretty much forced my husband to do it with me, which has been good for the whole family, really. And he's actually experienced a transformation too with his body and his health. So it's just really been a great process. And, I love sharing it with people because it works. I don't know. Was that it?
That was awesome. That was great. I love it. Awesome. One tip I would just say is just when you're talking about what you want in the future, just say, I will.
Okay.
Instead of I hope. And I hear that from everyone. I hope. And I feel like when you say I hope, it's just like, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like you can, it's reachable. When you say I will, it's like you own it, so own that, like own being at home with your kids.
I will.
Awesome. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, Jen, I'm going to mute you, and we're going to move on to the next. Anybody? We got a lot of people on the call. Let's keep it moving.
I'll go.
Awesome. You're on, Julie.
Okay, so I kind of feel like a Beachbody nerd, basically, because I'm pretty hype about this whole Beachbody thing. Jen Ferreira, who just spoke, is actually my coach. She's the one who got me into it. And I've always been in the fitness. I've always loved to work out, but I've always been chunky, and I had a baby, and Jen was posting all these incredible, results. And if Jen hadn't been my friend, I honestly wouldn't even believe it. Like if I saw her on an info commercial, I'd be like, that's not real, but then I saw Jen and I saw her results, and I was like, well, hey, maybe this could work for me. So I signed on to Insanity. I did Insanity Max 30, and I had results. And even though I lost weight and got defined, I'm still chunky, So Jen convinced me to be a coach because just like in our last round of training, anyone who's like very, involved in the challenge groups would be a good coach. So she clearly saw that in me. And now I'm a coach, and I'm just like really hype about the whole thing. Yes, I have no intentions of quitting my job. Would I like extra money? Sure. Yeah. That's wonderful. And, I've been a little successful with money so far. And, but more so for me, I feel like this whole thing has been such a positive experience for me. I feel like, I'm actually like a better person for it already. And I've only actively been like coaching for literally a month. Like the 13th was a month that I made my first sale and that I actually tried doing it. And I'm actually like really hype over like people contacting me and asking questions and helping them, one of the girls in our challenge group right now, she's a breastfeeding mom, and she says, her supply, it's very good now because she's eating so much, and Shakeology helped her. And I really just love people, you know, helping people and hearing their success stories and their results and stuff like that. And when it comes to like my why, you know, ultimate why, I would love for this enthusiasm to rub off on my family, because my whole family's overweight and they're unhealthy, and they make fun of me for, you know, working out. Oh, you're obsessed, you know, this, that, you know. So my number one why would be to have it rub off on my family, like my parents and my sister, my aunts. So I'm hoping like my enthusiasm about Beachbody, you know, is contagious. And I don't know really what else do you want me to say? What else do you want to know about?
No, I think that's great that
Yeah.
it's not always about the finances or, you know, anything like that. But I love how you said that, you know, it's to help your own family. Like that's pretty strong, because you want them to be all around with you.
Yeah. And I'm really just super excited about the whole thing.
Cool. I mean, I can totally obviously tell.
Yeah. And I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. And, you know, I'm super excited about the whole thing.
And with Julie just pretty much being a brand new coach, I mean, what, you turned Emerald in like a week, 2 weeks? Something?
Well, it was right before the website went down.
You and
So
Alicia
it took a week longer. It took a week longer for me to become Emerald.
That week still counted. But no, that's excellent. And another thing, like everyone has a story, whether you're, you know, 1 month old, you know, kind of coach, or you've been in this for a while. Everybody has a story of how they came in, and that's how you can reach other people, because people like attracts like, and I can tell that I know you're friends with Jen. It's just like you guys mesh, and it's awesome. Thanks for sharing, Julie. Alicia, you're up next. That was a wave, right?
Sure.
All right.
All right. Well, for those of you who don't know, I live in a small town in North Dakota on a farm, and my husband farms and ranches, and we literally live out in the middle of nowhere. Like I have to drive 55 miles one way every day to get to my job. And I am a civil drafting tech. I went to school for architecture and ended up in civil design now. But last fall, all of last summer and spring, I was having a lot of joint pain and a lot of joint issues in my hands, in my knees, and in my elbows. And I just kind of dismissed it. I thought, it's probably, you know, just old age at 23. And I went in last fall, and I have rheumatoid arthritis. And my grandpa was diagnosed at 28, and I am going to be 24 this year. And then later on last winter, I was diagnosed with psoriasis, which both are autoimmune disease. I'm not on any medication, and I don't want to be, because all the medication is really severe. It's really bothersome to your stomach. My grandpa has been on it for years and years and years, and he hardly can eat anything. It's just ridiculous. Like his stomach is bothering him all the time, and so I refuse to be on that, because I feel like I can wait longer until hopefully I won't even need to go on it. So in about last fall also, I saw one of my friends. She's actually from Canada, and we met on this wedding website, and because we were blogging about our weddings coming up and planning our weddings, and she was doing PiYo, and I saw her results, and I was like, man, this seems really like something that I could do. It's low impact, and I was never really that athletic in school. I was more into music, and I was kind of like just that awkward gym person that nobody wanted to have on their team, because I was just weird and awkward. And so I saw her results, and I was like, okay, I'm totally going to get this and start it in January. And then in December, we went on vacation to the Bahamas. And that is when I ordered it, so that we would be ready when we would get back and before the Christmas holiday. And then I had no idea that you could sign up under someone
Otherwise, I'd have probably signed up under this friend that I knew. But I got Rose for a coach, and she started texting me, and she's, like, hey, I'm your free coach. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, who is this lady? Like, and why is she like texting me? And so she got me started in January, and I did PiYo for the full 8 weeks, and I lost over 11 inches. And during that time, I had a lot of kind of issues with the scale, and because I didn't lose much weight, but I lost inches, which is more important anyway. And I still love PiYo. And then after I did the 21-day fix, and then followed up by 21-day fix extreme. And my arthritis is better. I still have some pain in my hands. My psoriasis, I had huge blotches when we went to the Bahamas this winter. I was just embarrassed to wear shorts. I was really self-conscious. I had these big, they were just itchy patches like on my legs, and they're gone. There's nothing, there's nothing there. I still have a couple spots kind of on my thighs, but there's nothing there. I used to wake up in the middle of the night, waking my husband up, itching, not even knowing that I was itching in the middle of the night. I don't do that anymore. And I credit it all to Shakeology. Eating is definitely hard, because having a husband that eats cooler food just about every day of the week in the summer, and buying him like chips and snacks and stuff for that, it's definitely a challenge to have that in the house. But it's definitely been such a huge improvement in my life, and my confidence, and just everything. Like, my whole life just completely turned upside down for the better, and it's great. I love it.
Yay. And what is your why going forward?
My why going forward is I started out, yes, just to get the discount, but Rose knew deeper that I'd be a good coach, so I decided to coach, and I love it. And there's no turning back. And I would potentially like to go on have more vacation time with my husband, just because we farm. There's not a lot of extra money for that kind of thing. He's either buying cows with extra money, or more land, or a new tractor. And so there's not a lot of like side money to do that. And I'd also like to potentially be at home more, maybe just work part-time, so I don't have to drive every day. In North Dakota winters, it's usually winter from like late April to, from about early to mid-October to about late April. And it's like snow and cold and every day. So that would be really great, is to be able to stay home. And even though I love like my career and my job, but it would be just really great to have that option to work part-time.
Thanks for sharing. That was great. And everyone kind of like take, I guess, or obviously this is recorded, but know that you can share these stories with other people. So if you know somebody that has rheumatoid arthritis, or you know somebody that's a breastfeeding mom, like, use these stories, like, yeah, you've never met these people, but like, them through Facebook and through our groups and everything. So it's a great tool that you can use to, help explain to somebody why like Shakeology is good for breastfeeding moms, or if you have rheumatoid arthritis. And sometimes what I do is I'll like three-way in a Facebook message and just say, hey, Jessica, can you help, Julie out with one of her customers, blah, blah, blah. So it's a great way just to connect with people. Thanks, Alicia. All right, who do we got left? All right, I see Allison. I'm gonna get her question. All right.
Dreading this.
I know. You'll do great.
All right, so I don't know if I should start with my why or How I got into it, I don't know.
Start with your why.
All right. Well, I'm not working right now because we moved to Maryland. So in New Jersey, I work full time, and now I'm home with my son. And we would like extra money because we have debt. I know everybody has debt, but we have hospital bills. We have credit card bills because of the hospital bills. My son was born, his esophagus wasn't connected to his stomach. So, they let us go home with him at first. So we didn't understand why he kept throwing everything up and he just wasn't eating. And we brought him home. He was 8 pounds. We took him back to the hospital. He was 6. So he had surgery. He had to be in the NICU for a week before he could even have surgery because he was so his body was just not he wasn't nourished. So he had surgery February 28th, and we were able to take him home a month later. So that was a lot of bills right there. And plus, we have to keep taking him back for esophagus studies to make sure that his esophagus is still connected and still separated and able to swallow food down. So it's just a lot of pressure because I'm not working. My husband works. He's working all the time. He's gone from 6 o'clock in the morning. He gets home 6 o'clock at night. It's just a long time. I just want to be able to make extra money to help pay all these bills off so he could be home with us because he's never home. That's my why is, and I can't get a full-time job because my son can't eat food like regular kids right now. We have to cut everything up small. Even if we do that, he chokes. So, because his muscles in his throat aren't like ours. If we swallow something big, you do that big swallow and it goes down, his just stays there. So it's just I don't trust anybody else looking after him if it's not a family member. And since we're on our own here, I have no one. So I'm home. I want to do the best I can with Beachbody. I'm really trying. I really want to make it work because I want to make a better life for us. And eventually we want to move to Florida. My husband's working hard because he wants to get that promotion to move us there. So, it's going to take a long time, but hopefully we'll get it. And how I got into Beachbody was through Rose. I don't even remember how it happened, but I think she contacted me through Facebook asking if I wanted to try the 21-day fix. And I was like, sure, because I gained 60 pounds with Jeffrey. So I was like, yeah, sign me up. So she signed me up as a coach, but I really didn't, I did the workout. I did everything. I lost 8 pounds. I loved it. I loved Shakeology, but I just stopped because I figured, well, I can't really afford it right now. And even though I got that 25% discount, it was I just couldn't do it. I don't know what happened. And then probably months later, because I moved here in January. So before that, I got in touch with Rose again. I was like, I think I really want to be a coach now. I want to do it. And finally, April. Was it April? April. April is when I started. And so I've been trying to do my best. And I probably have my words all mumble jumbled right now because I'm really nervous. But that's my story. I'll say it better next time, but
No, that was great. And I like how you kind of just led with your fears and saying, hey, you know what? I'm nervous. This is weird for me. But no, that was great. What has Beachbody changed for you so far? Because you're pretty much brand new too. What has it done for you?
Well, it's obviously opened me up because I would never go on one of these Zoom calls or do anything like that. I did a video. I don't do that. So that it's opened me up a little bit more, which I like because I'm very shy and I don't really, it's hard for me to talk to people I don't know, or even if I do know them, to talk about, what I like to do. I'm just kind of shy that way. And also from drinking Shakeology, I have so much energy. Like it's wonderful. I was always so tired. I was like, oh my God, 'cause my kid doesn't sleep. He runs me down, but now I can keep up.
Yay! Thanks so much for sharing, Allison. You did great.
Thanks.
All right, I saw Kelly last time waving. I'm picking you next.
All right. Okay, so I will start with why I started Shakeology and Beachbody and what it did for me. I basically decided to go for it after having my girls. They're now 2-year-old twins. I breastfed for a year and just kind of lived in that mommy zombie mode and was relying on coffee after I stopped breastfeeding just to get through the day. And I was picking off of their food for nutrition, like whatever chicken nuggets they didn't eat, so it just wasn't a good way to live. And I've always valued nutrition. I'm a nurse for 10 years, and I knew better, and I knew I needed something, but I didn't have the mindset to figure it out. So when I heard about the 21-day fix and the nutritional plan, it sounded great to me, and I knew Rose was, Miss Beachbody, and I've always been following her and wanting to know what it was all about. So I contacted her and signed up, and I had results beyond what I ever thought I could accomplish. It gave me the energy to keep up with the girls. I got my workouts in when they were napping, and lost my thought. And it just put me in better shape than I ever thought I could get into. I was just looking to drop the pregnancy weight and maybe flatten my stomach out and just eat better. But my body is better than it was ever, in high school, whatever. Okay. So that being said, so why I started coaching was because I had such a good time in these challenge groups, and it just kept me motivated. It gave me something to look forward to. And I just felt like I didn't want to stop doing it. I just wanted to engage people. I wanted to help them. I have family that are overweight and just not in good health. And I just wanted them to join me. Once I saw what a great structured program it was, I wanted them to jump on board and tell them all about it. And I drove them nuts at family functions saying, come on, join my fix. Anyway, I racked it up around Christmas because I was bugging everybody and letting them know what was up. So, okay, so that's how I got into Beachbody. And my why I want to be successful and why I will be successful as a coach is for my girls. Now, I ended up getting pregnant with twins. I thought I was only having one baby. My husband and I relocated out of state, and we figured, I'll go on my maternity leave and go right back to work, and all of our families long distance, and we did that to ourselves. We literally the same week we found out we were pregnant, we relocated. And I had complications with pregnancy, and I was out of work for quite some time, and I've never returned full time because, one baby's a lot, 2 babies even more. And, it's hard to walk away as a mom, as a new mom, and jump right back into work. Anyway, so then when I was working per diem, I'm getting to the point where I can be more independent. I have a good sitter to come in with the girls. I was contemplating going back full time, but then that limits my ability to visit my family out of state and all that. So I decided to try coaching for serious and to try to build my business and get another income to kind of supplement, so I don't have to, do the full time, do the every other holiday and every other weekend, because as a nurse, that's what you have to do. And it limits your ability to be more free. Anyway, so that's why I decided to start taking more seriously. My biggest why is, I want to be able to afford putting my girls into school, doing the activities. Right now, our parents are a big help. They help us with winter jackets and boots and things we don't even have to ask for, and they do it. And I don't even want to have to think about that. I want to be able to provide it and, take them on vacations, put them in private school if that's what I want to do, and the biggest factor is we want to be homeowners. we blew our entire house fund when I was on maternity leave, and it's just hard to get it back. I mean, babies are expensive. So I've been rambling a lot. I should have prepared better, but there's my why. So.
Nope, that was great. And then the last thing, what has Beachbody done for you so far? And where do you, well, you kind of said
so far.
What has it done for you so far?
Okay. It has, well, first of all, it's kind of reintroduced me to myself, to be honest. After you have children and you know, pretty much give up yourself for pregnancy and the breastfeeding, and you kind of don't really understand yourself anymore. It kind of reintroduced me to, you know, what I'm capable of, and gave me passion to do something on my own again. And it focused, you know, myself on something that I'm good at and that I like to do. And yeah, I think that's it. And also I'm a nurse, and I've always been into preventative and holistic healthcare, and it's really focused me in more on that, and it's pushing me to want to expand more upon that aspect of my life too. So is that good?
Yeah, beautiful. Love it, love it. Thank you. All right. We got Nicole and Andrea's waving. I'm going to pick you. You got it, girl.
How's everyone doing?
Good, good.
All right.
You're on.
Okay, so I'm going to start with how I got into Beachbody first, because that leads me into the why I'm doing it. So I got started with Beachbody in January of this year. I had a friend come to me who is now my coach, Jess, and she came to me in December and said, I see you're trying to lose weight. How's that going for you? And I said, well, it's not going as great as I'd like it to be going. I've done Weight Watchers in the past, and I lost weight with that. And as soon as I stopped doing Weight Watchers, I gained all my weight back and then some. So she introduced me to the 21-Day Fix, and I got started with it. And I made my boyfriend do it with me because I had previously done the Couch to 5K application, and he didn't do it with me, and I was really trying to get him on the right track with health and fitness. So I made him do it with me, and the first week I had only lost 1 pound, and I was really frustrated, and I really wanted to give up. And I talked to Jess, and she said, don't give up, just keep going, you're going to get it, you're going to be fine. So I kept up with it, and then the 21-Day Fix Extreme came out, and I did that and did the Countdown to Competition plan and lost some more weight with that. And then in March, I decided to become a coach, and I started Shakeology, and I love it. It's my favorite meal of the day. And so after that, I decided I was looking for something different in terms of fitness programs. So I did T25, and I'm actually on my last week of T25 right now. I love that too. So for me, it's been a challenge in that I keep challenging myself. Like, I keep looking for more ways to change my fitness up, and I'm still doing the 21-Day Fix eating plan, and I love that, and it's really helped me. And overall, all of the Beachbody products I've used have helped me get my confidence back, and I'm at a really good place in my life right now. So that leads me to my why. And my why, as of right now, as we all said, it can change. But for me right now, my why is I just wanted to get fit, and I want to be fit for when I have kids someday. And I want to be able to show them proper nutrition and exercise and fitness. And I guess that's it.
Do you have any goals for yourself or you have a boyfriend?
I do have a boyfriend.
Do you have any goals of, going on vacation or owning a home or?
Well, for right now,
how can Beachbody help you?
He moved into a house 2 years ago, and hopefully this summer I'm going to be moving in with him. And we've been dating for 4 years. So I think Beachbody is going to help me. Well, I know Beachbody will help me financially, and I'll be able to help out, hopefully pay for a wedding when that time comes, and help contribute to the household so that it's not just my boyfriend contributing like he's doing right now, and be able to be financially set for when the time comes that we do want to have kids. And having kids I know is expensive, so I want to be able to help out and do all that I can do with that.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. Last but not least, we got Nicole somewhere. Let me see if I can find her. There she is. All right, I'm muting you.
Oh, goodness. All right.
You're good.
I guess my why comes from my story, so I'll say that first. About August of last year, me and my husband found out that after only 2 months of trying, we were pregnant with our first and only child. I guess I kind of actually went through my story on my Facebook post last night and didn't even know that this is what it was going to be about. But anyway, so I'll go through it again if y'all didn't see it. But we found out that we were pregnant with our first child about 20 weeks in my pregnancy. The doctor said that he wasn't growing as good as he should, so she wanted us to go to a specialist. So we started seeing a specialist for a few weeks, and they said that they weren't seeing a stomach on the ultrasound, and that they believed he had what Allison's son had was esophageal atresia, where the esophagus and stomach didn't connect. I'm a nurse is my full-time job, so I just knew all about that, so I was focused on that and knew, okay, well, he's going to have surgery. He may have to have a feeding tube, so that was what I was focused on. February the 17th, the doctor sent us to Duke in North Carolina to check him out a little more in depth. And when they did, they saw that he had a few more anomalies than what they had thought, and they wanted me to get admitted and have amniocentesis done so we could better figure out how to treat him when he came. That was on the 17th, and the 21st of February, I ended up having him early at only 7.5 months. He lived for 2 hours and got loved on every bit of those 2 hours. And he was beautiful. He looked just like his mama, and he had long, lanky legs and body like his daddy. But it caught me off guard because I knew he was going to be sick, but my nurse mind, I thought I was going to be able to take care of him, and that was going to be it. I didn't even expect what happened to happen. So after my 6 weeks of being out, I already was depressed because of what happened. I was just on an emotional roller coaster. I had so many different feelings going through that I didn't even know what they were. But on top of all of that, I had all this baby weight and no living baby to show for it. Like most people, they fuss about their baby weight, but you've got a child right here, so you can see that that's your baby weight. But it just added to my depression. So Rachel Lancaster and I are from the same community. I saw her post about Beachbody, so I contacted her about it. I never stuck out any kind of diet plan before, and I thought the 21-day fix was good because I could do anything for 21 days. So I did it, and I liked it. I got back down to my pre-pregnancy weight in my first round, and I was able to get out of my maternity clothes, which was a blessing because it was just awful having to wear those and just a constant reminder. So once I lost that weight, I was very happy. I decided that I was already signed up as a discount coach just to get the 25% off, but I decided that I wanted to try to coach because my husband told me that I needed to do something else, that I just needed something to keep my mind from wandering all the time. So I already had all these good results with Beachbody, so I wanted to try to take it a little more serious. So it actually helped with my grieving process because instead of just laying in bed all day crying with the blinds shut and all the lights off, I had to get up and do my workout. So it gave me a reason to get up. I didn't want to get out of the house, but I had to go grocery shopping because my husband said, I'm not eating that mess. So if you want that healthy food, you go buy it. So he gave me the little tough love that I needed to get out of the house. And then I just really wanted to say, just cooped up like a hermit, and the only people I wanted to talk to and be around was my husband and my best friend Tiffany. But through coaching with Beachbody, I had to reach out to people and talk to them if I wanted to be successful instead of just staying cooped up to myself. So I started reaching out to people. So it just has kind of helped me get over trying to stay cooped up in the house and avoid people. So it just gave me an outlet. Also, with being a Beachbody coach, they have a lot of emphasis on personal development. Through the personal development, I was reading my Bible a lot, using that as an excuse to read my Bible for those 15 or 20, 30 minutes a day. And I found a lot of scriptures that helped me with dealing with the loss of my baby. And then, so that's what's going on with that. I feel like there's a purpose for everything, though. So I feel like God puts everything to you whenever at the right time, because I'm wanting to do a like page too where people can see I'm not at my fitness goal right now, but they can see me with my journey to it, and then maybe I can bring them some information about God and being a Christian and kind of kill two birds with one stone. Maybe that's what he's wanting me to do with this. And so my why besides that is, when and if we have another baby that's healthy, I'm going to be one of those overprotective mamas that's going to keep it in a bubble, and I'm not going to let it be out of my sight. So I want to get where I can just do per diem nursing and only work once a week or twice a week, so I can be a stay-at-home mama when the chance comes again. Then
That was great. Thanks so much for sharing. Happy we kept you last, because your story always just so touching, and I know that must be absolutely hard for you to put out there to everybody, and my heart, and I'm sure everybody else's, goes out to you and your family, and I know you will have a beautiful baby in the near future. So our little homework assignment going forward is kind of exactly what Nicole did yesterday. So Nicole, you kind of already did the homework, which is
I'm exempt. Yeah,
you're kind of exempt. Is to now tell your story on Facebook, and even if you have already told it, Nicole, you kind of did it yesterday, so I'm pretty sure if you do it in another 2 days, that'd be kind of overkill. But even if you've done it in the past, even like a month ago or whatever, we always say like 5% of your friends always see your post. So you're going to be doing your story again, whether you've already did it or you've never done it before. What is today? Monday. So by Thursday, your story needs to go up on Facebook, and use the group to, if you need to do a rough draft and post it in the group, and we can all kind of help each other out. Look at Nicole's post for some, obviously your story isn't her story, but just to find a format to kind of show your story, do a nice little selfie of yourself however you want to, and we will get that out by Thursday. So just post in the group, and we'll kind of all help each other out. I really appreciate you guys taking your night out. This was a long one. It was a whole hour, but I think this was great. I love hearing everybody's story. It just kind of reignites my own fire of why I'm doing this, not just for myself, but I want every single one of you to achieve everything that you've talked about tonight, because it is completely possible. I always say, if I can do it, like anybody can do it. And I just love that, you guys are open, and you were probably scared out of your minds, but you know what? You did it anyways. So you can do anything if you just give yourself a little push. All right. Thank you so much, ladies. Enjoy your night.